Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 73 of a year of change. Today is Tuesday once again. I was going to try to do already starting out. Haven't even got my first sentence out and I got a bug in my eye. Okay. Alright, I'm all good. I was going to try to do something this week where each day had something like, it's something Monday and then YouTube Tuesday or Tuesday or something. And then something Wednesday, and I haven't been able to figure it out. It's that alliterative thing that is kind of cheesy and stupid, so I went, fuck it, it's Tuesday. There, it's Tuesday, welcome to Tuesday. I am still going to keep the same sort of schedule that we had, and that being the case, we're going to add another YouTuber today. So, over the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've been gradually adding more people, hopefully trying to build the community up and things like that. And I've had some success with a couple of them and not as much success with another. But overall, there's been sort of a common thread in there in that regardless as to how often they've been posting or what sort of videos they've been posting, their weight loss section has really been the focus, and it's just really people that are just starting out the same way that we are. I haven't really put up anybody that had already lost the weight. I didn't want to get to a point or I didn't want to sort of put people on that just show up on video one and say, I lost 200 pounds and here's why. We've seen that so many times. There are millions and millions of people out there. I don't know, probably millions of people out there that have done the same thing. Almost every weight loss program starts out that way. It's just someone with a still photograph and they're holding out their jeans going, this is what I used to wear. So we've seen that too many times. And in order to build the community the way that we wanted to, I really wanted to sort of show people that we're starting out the way that we are, to show them that they're not alone, that there are people out there that are going through the same struggle, and just getting things going, is difficult. However, having said that, there is something to be said for that inspirational piece as well. Not necessarily just having someone show up and say, here's what you need to do because this is how I did it. And, seeing someone who's already in shape or, already has lost the weight that is where you want to be already. And then sort of taking advice from them because at that stage, they're used to what they're doing. They've grown accustomed to it. And where we sort of started way, way back 73 days ago, just starting out saying, okay, we eat like pigs, so let's start from that. Start from square one. But the person I'm adding today is someone that it's sort of a mix of the two. Her name's Onek, and a lot of you may have already been subscribed to her channel. If you're watching this, you probably are. But it's sort of the best of both worlds in that when you go up to her new videos now, it's someone she has a regular daily diet, or not daily, but a regular diary that she'll go through just discussing her life and things like that, and every now and then they will have fat topics. But if you go far enough back in her video library, you'll see where she started. And she started pretty much where we are. When she started her channel 4 or 5 years ago, compared to where she is now, it's phenomenal, the change that she's done. Or that she's made. She's done? She's made. Changes that she's made. We'll go with that, because that sounds better. Sort of bearing the lead here. Overall, over the past 3 or 4 years, when she started out her channel, she was doing the same thing that we were, saying, this is what I want to do, and this is my goal, I want to lose weight, and she's just sort of followed suit with that. And it's to a stage now where she's lost over 200 pounds, which is amazing when you think about it. I mean, this is what a lot of us are striving for. And not just to go in and have her come on the channel and say, I've lost 200 pounds, and here's how I did it. But you can follow her journey right from day one and watch her as she struggles through it, what she did to make those changes, the hard work that she put into it. Just a matter of changing the way she ate and the amount of exercise that she did, and it really did pay off. She looks fantastic, and it's something that I think we can all take from. And it's not a matter of just sort of patting someone on the back. Can't talk. It's not a matter of patting someone on the back and just saying, good for you, you did really well. This is really well deserved. This is something that is obviously the fruits of her labor. That it's something that she put in a lot of hard work and she persevered, And it's what we're all striving for. And what's good about it is that it's not, again, not one of those things where she's just going to come on and say, oh, well, you need to do this and this and this and this. And there we go, we're all done. You can go back right to day one and follow along with her from the moment she started doing her videos and follow what she's doing and the struggles that she's going through and the hardships and how she's progressing. And I think it's a really good companion piece to what we're trying to do here, because unlike this right now, unless you're watching this years down the road, and maybe I'm still going, right now, we're still sort of in the embryo phase of it, where it's only been a couple of months, and although we have made some changes here and there, I mean, we've changed how we've started eating differently, we've changed the activity level that we're doing and things like that. Right now, it's still quite a ways out there. It's still far off in the future, and we aren't quite sure what we're going to do, even a month from now, we aren't sure. But with this, even if you start at the very beginning and sort of follow her path that way, you can still go to her most recent videos and see the change that's going to happen. And it's really good to watch because she's worked really, really hard for it, and she's had those moments when that reward is really sort of struck her. There's one video that comes out in particular that, and I don't know if you've had one of these moments. I don't think I ever have, actually. But she went to go buy new clothes, and she found that the size that she bought, which she thought, this is never going to fit, this is too small, but eventually I'll get into it, turns out that it's actually a bit too big. And just, you can see the joy in her face when she's talking about it, because, and she's not just saying, oh, well, look what I've done, but you can tell that in her head, she's thinking, this worked, this paid off. Like 4 or 5 years of struggling through this and working hard and holding on to that willpower when you just so badly wanted to give up. And she pushed through, she didn't give up, and it paid off for her. And she's not to a stage right now, and she's even admitted this, where she's still, she's still struggling. She's still going through it. She still has more weight that she wants to lose. She obviously feels better about herself, as she should. But she knows that it's still to a point where she still has work that she wants to do. And that she's, it's not just a matter of, oh, well, I'm to a stage now where I can maintain. That struggle is still there. And we'll get there eventually. I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where we go, okay, well, you know what? A year's over, so we're done. Bye. I think it's going to be the year is over, so how do we continue on this path? Because we've got years and years of bad eating habits to get rid of. And to think that we're just going to say, well, we've been exercising and dieting for a year, we're good, everything's taken care of, is ridiculous. Sorry. And after that, assuming that I think after a year, we're probably still going to be trying to lose the weight. But even if we don't, even if you get to a point where after this year you've reached your goal, I don't think I will, but you might, then it's still a matter of maintaining, because it's so easy just to go back to what we were doing before. And it's just like any other addiction, like it's like smoking. I know people that have quit for 10 years, and I'm sure you do as well, that they've just sort of gotten back into it for whatever reason. There's something in my throat and I don't know what it is. I think it's an armadillo. I don't really know what it is. Anyway, sorry about that. We'll sort of lower the volume on that because it sounds really loud coming into the mic. Anyway, I've completely ruined the mood now. I've gotten way off track, so we're going to try to get back on there. But like any addiction, like smoking, for example, it's very easy to sort of slip back into that. I quit smoking about 10 years ago, and I remember probably 6 or 7 years ago when I hadn't had a cigarette in years, and I ended up grabbing one from a friend of mine. I got about halfway through it and went, I remember why I stopped doing this. But with food, it's going to be a little bit different, because I think that with food, you're constantly surrounded by it. And as I found out last week, it's very easy to get complacent. And if you're not, tracking what you need to do and really focusing on what your goals are and things like that, it's easy to sort of misstep and lose some progress. So I think after a year, I think we're going to probably have to keep on continuing on with this. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Keep Onek up. We're going to get back to her. So she's at a stage right now where she's still working towards a goal. She still has weight that she says she wants to lose and things like that. She's still exercising. She still has tips about that when you go to the gym and things like that. The one that I have up on the channel right now is actually a more recent recap that she did in the middle of May. And depending on when you're watching this, May of 2015. And it sort of goes through a brief history of what she had gone through over the past 4 or 5 years, and I think it's a good jumping point for us. So if you can't, go up, take a look at that, and go back and start and see where she started, and you'll be able to see the incredible progress that she's done. And it's not through surgery or things like that. Like, this is someone who went through what we're going through now and just thought, I need to change the way I eat. I need to change the way that I react to food and I look at it. I need to start exercising. And she did it. And she has made incredible progress with it. And again, it's one of those things that people seem to, applaud people for just doing what they should be doing anyway. But this is a substantial achievement that she's made. I mean, she's lost an entire person. 220 pounds is an insane amount of weight to lose. And a lot of us are still carrying that much extra weight on us. And that's what our goal is. So I think it's someone that we can really look at and say, I know that this can be done. Here's someone who's done it. She's been very successful at doing it. And she went through the exact same stuff that we're going through now. There are going to be the rough days when you're craving the foods that you want. There are going to be days when you slip up. There are going to be days when you just do not feel motivated and you don't want to do anything. You think, I don't want to work out today. I don't want to not have cake. I want to just eat everything and then sleep for 2 days and then I'll start next week. We've all had those moments, but we know that if we start in on those, it's very easy to say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And then you think, well, I'll just do it on Monday because I've got the weekend coming up. And then, well, I'll do it next week. Well, it'd probably be best to start at the beginning of the month. And then you think, no, it'll be my New Year's resolution. So it's really important, I think, to sort of stay on target. And people like this that have been able to do that, I think, are going to help. Because while it's good to have people like back and forth that we have right now that are starting where we're starting, so that we can say, we know that we're going to be able to do this as long as we have that support group, we have that sense of community that we're trying to build, that you're not alone out there. There are people out there that are going through the exact same struggle that you are, that are just starting out, and that, want the same goals that you're trying for. It's good to have that. But to be able to have someone that you can look at as a role model and say, this can be done. Yes, we're all going through the same struggle. This is someone that we can see. We can go back and watch her going through the same struggle. And she's reached her goal and gone way beyond it, as far as I'm concerned, to a point that she's now, it's not really the same as having a fitness guru say, well, here's what you need to do because you've been fit your whole life. Fuck off. You don't know what it's like to be fat. This is someone who knows what it's like to be in that same situation where you feel bad. You look at yourself and you hate what you see in the mirror. And there's that, aside from the self-loathing, it's that ridicule and all the jabs that we get from other people. This is someone who's been through that and remembers what it's like to struggle through that. And then on top of that, go through and have that support that she needed to lose the weight and get down to where she is now. And she's able to share that and say, no, I understand what it's like. You can go back and watch her go through this struggle over, a 4 or 5 year period to where she is now. So when you get to that stage where you think it's not working, I'm not making any progress, I've plateaued, or, I've done everything I can do, you can go and see that this does happen. Not just something that maybe I haven't hit yet, or that the other people in the YouTube channels that I have on here haven't hit yet, but you'll be able to go back and say, no, this does happen. Here's someone who hit that wall and she pushed through it, and it is going to make a difference. You are going to get to where you need to be, and you've got a lot of people here that are going to be able to watch out for you and that you'll be able to talk to, and to build that community that we've been trying so hard to start. So it's great to have that support of like-minded people that are starting these things out, but it is also good, I think, to have someone that you can look up to say that here's a success story, and that has gone above and beyond what you would imagine would be possible for someone. And over a period of time that we've discussed this before, it's not a matter of saying, oh, in 60 days we're going to lose the weight. This is, over a long period of time, and it's done that way so that we know we'll be able to keep it off. And here's someone who has kept it off and is still losing and still, oh, that sounded bad, still losing the weight, I should say, and is, still contributing out there to people that are in the same boat that we are. So I've sent her an email just to, sort of a quick thank you as well, because it is nice to see that, and without having someone go so far overboard and say, this is what you need to do, and you're all fat and you're all gross and everything else. It's a very supportive sort of atmosphere that she has in her videos, and it's one that you can go in and you can watch, and it does lift you up a bit because you see that you're not alone out there and that there is some light at the end of the tunnel, that you'll be able to say, I know that I can get to that point at someday, whether it's, a year or 5 years down the road. The timeline doesn't seem to matter. The timeline, whether you're trying to do this in time for summer or whether you're just doing this as a long-term thing, you can achieve it. I haven't hit that yet. I hope to at some point. But here's someone who has, and it's really, I don't want to keep saying the word inspirational, but it really is. It's something that I think you should go up and watch. So, as always, I've put them in alphabetical order. Alphabetical? Ben Affleck order. I've put them all in alphabetical order so that they're a little easier to find. As we go through these and we add more people, I don't want people to sort of get lost in the shuffle so that, the first people were at the very top and then the latest people are at the bottom or vice versa. Because their activity is going to change. The amount that they post is different. There are some people that haven't posted in a couple of months that hopefully are going to be coming back. There are people that are, constantly posting, and I don't want those lists to sort of shuffle back and forth. So I've got it just so that it's going to be in alphabetical order. So you'll quickly be able to find these people. I just bit my tongue. So her name is Kimonica, so you'll be able to find her under K. So you'll be able to find that very easily. And go up and take a look at the introductory video that I've got up there of her. And then go through some of the other ones that, even if you want to start at the very, very beginning and work your way through. She's got a number of different videos up there. And aside from the weight loss, there's some diaries up there of hers as well, and just some opinion pieces. And it's really interesting to see how things have changed for her over the years. And I highly recommend that you go up and take a look. I think it's very interesting, and more importantly, it's really motivating to see something like that, that this is someone who's achieved what we're all trying for. And I think that just that attitude and that, that sense of support and hope that she does give people, I think would be a great addition for us. So anyway, I'm rambling once again. So go up, take a look, and sort of navigate your way around her videos and things. I think it will be really, really good all the way around. But for right now, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.